I want to give a little note how many times I've had to redo this tutorial. These are all my attempts of redoing this tutorial. Several of these, I finished the tutorial but got an error because I messed up one singular step. That is how much you have to follow this tutorial. Yeah, it's awful. So anyway, I'm going to show you how to make a static model. Now, for some reason there isn't just an easy way to make these. You have to follow this long guide. I'm using the method that worked for me, and I am praying to God that someone makes a better tutorial than me, because all of this is going to be unedited. And if I get another goddamn import error, I'm not restarting from the beginning. So I'm hoping someone will make a better tutorial than me. And I'll be doing the method that worked for me, so stuff like, oh, if there's multiple parts in my model, I won't be showing you how to fix that. But this tutorial will say. Not my video tutorial, so sorry. And I would recommend using like Blender 3, not 4, 3, like one of the 3 builds. And the one that I'm specifically using, I'm not going to open up Steam, is 3.3. So let's show you how to make a tower unit static model that doesn't have any animations. Another thing to note, I will be, showing you every little step of Blender for the people who don't understand how Blender works. But I will not be showing you how to actually set up metadata and stuff in the game. So anyway, let's actually get on with this. I've been talking too long. So the first thing you want to do is in Blender. Oh no, you need your model. Shown here. You want your model. You need a Blender. And as you can see, here's the Blender tools. Here's one big problem about these Blender tools, though. They don't exist. But luckily, the Wayback Machine has the model, so just copy and paste the link into the Wayback Machine and select December 16th, 2022, and you should get the thing. And without unzipping it, put it into a safe place like Documents where you know you won't touch it. Let me delete all these DAE files. Not Mario 64. Let me just delete all these. But yeah. Put it in here without unzipping it, because now in Blender, we're going to be clicking Edit, Preferences, and we're going to be installing it like that. And most of the time it won't enable it, so just type tower. I can spell it right. And click the little check mark. And if it crashes while importing this add-on, which it will do, then just do it again and hope it doesn't crash. So after you've done that, now what you want to do is click A and then delete, the delete key on your keyboard, and it should delete all the objects in here. And now what we're going to be doing is pressing Shift A, and it should bring up this menu, and you want to go to Armature, then Tower Unit Armature. Also, I want to know if you have any issues, it says import error, even though it worked for me. I'm not going to fix it because I don't know how. Sorry. So now we click OK. You're going to see all this stuff, just ignore it. It's not important. There we go. Alright, now you should have this giant skeleton in your Blender. And now you want to import your model, which mine is an OBJ. So I'm just going to import my OBJ Sonic Schoolhouse box real quick, and we're going to scale it up by pressing S. Scaling it up. And to move it, we're going to click this little move icon. And yeah, that looks good enough. Now, with OBJs, sometimes the texture won't won't be on it properly. So what you want to do is go to shading, make sure your box is selected, and you should see something like this. There might be like this image import thing, but if you don't see that, then it should look like this. You want to go to add texture, image texture, and it should come up with this, and then you want to click and drag this color into base color, and then click this open image icon right here. If you can see that, click that, and then click on your texture, and it should apply it. Now, to make sure, you want to click on this little red checkerbox sphere and make sure it actually applied preview, because that's important. Now you want to click R, and you have X, which will rotate it this way, Z, which will rotate it this way, and Y, which will rotate it this way. We're going to use Z, and you can also type numbers for exact ones, which we're going to be doing 180 to make it face us. If you want to know which way this is facing, just look at this, and this is forward. So now, what we want to do is we want to click on our model, go to object mode, click edit, and then click Shift A, and then plane. It's gonna make a very, very, very small plane. And make sure you're in edit mode, and make sure you're in the object, make sure you're in your model while in edit mode. Which, if I press A, it should highlight it like this. That means you're in edit mode for your object. And there should now be a very, very small plane inside your object, which will be important for later. Now let's go here, make sure we're doing everything right. I will be cross-referencing this, and hopefully I don't mess up. Yeah, adjust it. I forgot something. Don't worry, you don't have to restart. But click on your model, go to Object, the Object tab up here, click Apply, and then Location, because one step we're going to need to rotate this. So you want to rotate and make sure like this is there by just clicking Object Location, or Object Apply Location. Yeah, as you can see here. Now add the plane. We already added the plane. Now it says use a transparent texture. Since I'm using a box, I won't be using a transparent texture, but it is recommended to use one. And if you don't, you might want to put it in a spot. We're going to be using 3 specific bones in the skeleton, so, and all those bones don't make it move all that much, so don't worry. So now we need, in object mode, which is the mode we're in right now, you want to click R. Nope. Yep, R is X, and then type 90. Now it will be face flat. And you're probably wondering, hey, won't that just like make it in the ground or something? No, it will not. This is a common practice with a lot of games. It'll have it look like it's facing in the ground, while in game it will actually like flip it back up. So don't worry. So once you have it like that, you want to click on Object, Apply, and All Transforms, which is a very important button. Make sure you click that. As you can see here, shows it again. Now we need to rig the model. So to do this, what you need to do is select the model and then hold Shift, not Control, Shift, and then click on the skeleton. Now you want to click on Object, Parent, go to Parent, and then with empty groups. Not anything else, just with empty groups. And doing that, it should now put the model inside the armature. And to test that it actually did that, click on the skeleton and use the little move arrows and see if the box moves with it as well. And Control Z to put it back because you need it to be in that center. Now after that, we can move on to our next thing, which should just take a few clicks. So now we need to select our model and go to edit mode. And now this is the part that I mess up constantly, but I'm going to make sure I actually do it correctly this time. And you want to go and click this green triangle with like cubes. Click that, Object Data Properties, and you should see all this. Nothing here will really matter except for the first three. If I can scroll up, thank you. The first three, root, pelvis, and spine, are all going to be the important things. Now, you want to select the plane, which again is very small and in the middle. If you're using a box, you could just do that. But if you're not, and it keeps selecting something like this, and it selects like a little corner or something, you could just hold down Shift and click all four corners, and it should select the plane. You'll know if it's selected because it'll be orange. Now again, since I also didn't make an invisible material for this, it's just going to show up as the actual like texture of our box. And with it selected like this, you want to click on pelvis and then click assign. Now there's no way to test if it actually worked, so just imagine it did, because it most likely did. It just doesn't give you any confirmation that it did. Now after that, you want to press Control I, which will invert it, so just your normal model is selected. And with that, you want to do the same thing, but instead of doing pelvis, you want to do it with root. So assign it to root. Now, here's the part that I constantly keep messing up. And hopefully I'll actually do it correctly this time. So, now, you want to select one single point in the original plane that is assigned to pelvis, one point, and click this remove button, and then make sure you select pelvis, because that's where your plane is. Make sure you selected pelvis and click remove. Now, with that singular point, put it on something like spine 1. These three are the things you're going to use the most. So assign it to spine 1. Now, after doing that, you should pretty much be done. And I'm praying to God I actually did this correctly. So now, we're just going to leave it untitled, because I don't have a reason to change the name. Now, in Tower Unit, you want to click on this Workshop Editor, and click on Player Model / Item Creation, and it should bring you to this. Now you want to click on My Imports, and we're going to ignore everything here. Hoping to God I did this correctly. I'm consistent with messing this up. I don't know how. We're going to just assign all the things to spine 1 now. I don't know how I'm consistent. I don't know what I messed up with. Ooh. Wait a minute. Huh? Okay, I don't understand what I did. So I'm just going to say select all this and assign to both pelvis and spine 1. Right? We're going to name this Sonic. I want to make sure, because I'm somehow consistent with getting this wrong. Yeah, okay. Just do that. Screw the tutorial. Just do that. And you should now have it like this. If you get that import error, I don't know. I don't know. This tutorial is so... Explain to me what select one vertice of the plane, remove the weighting for the original bone. That doesn't mean fucking anything. That doesn't mean anything. I don't understand what that's talking about. And just keep trying combinations with that plane selected with pelvis and spine 1. You'll eventually get it right. What it looked like is I could just select all of it and say, hey, yeah, I'd use pelvis and spine. And then export Tower Unit. We're just going to name it something so it doesn't replace a name. And then now we're going to click import. Alright, yeah, that looks like that works. And as you can see, our model is here. And if we choose like animations, it shouldn't move. Again, if you're having import issues, I just had one and I was 100% sure I did it right. So you're consistently going to get an import error according to me. But, you know, just keep trying combinations of that plane selected with spine 1 and pelvis, and you'll eventually get it right. Because this game drives me up a wall. Now, a really funny thing is, emote sit. It's awesome. But yeah, all of these should just be the same. Oh, as you can see there, yeah, our little plane down there is moving a lot. I don't know how well you can see it, but like, that plane will move, but it looks like it's like moving like out of bounds and stuff, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, as you can see, we have it, and now you can like edit the metadata, you know, edit where the hat should be. I don't know why it's there. I think that might be for my last thing. No, it's just there. But yeah, that's how you do it. Hopefully I helped. Hopefully I helped at least a little bit. Also, another thing, the only real way to like apply this without uploading it, I actually don't know if you can. So like if you want to just apply this and not have it on the workshop, you're going to have to upload it and just like go on to Steam real quick, which I'll do right now, and I don't know, change the visibility. That's probably the best thing you're going to be able to do. But yeah, that's how you make a model for a tower unit. And as you can see here, it's so inconsistent because all my other attempts I've done different things. So yeah, if you do get an import error and all the combinations you tried with pelvis and spine in that plane didn't work, I really don't know what to tell you, man. Because this thing is so inconsistent, and the tutorial isn't exactly very helpful to follow. Especially if you're someone like me, who isn't really that good at reading. But yeah, I hope I at least helped a little bit. That's the best I can do. At least help you understand this. And eventually, there might be someone who will give you a full-on tutorial on how to make this. But if there isn't, and my tutorial's the only one teaching how to do this, that sucks. So I hope you enjoyed this unedited tutorial. Again, with the import error, I've said this like a million times. If you get an import error, just keep trying different combinations with this plane and spine pelvis. What it looked like worked for me was just selecting all of this and doing with pelvis and spine. I don't know what this guy's talking about with the vertex shit. I don't think that ever worked with me. So yeah. So just make sure the actual model is root, and this small little plane is pelvis and spine. Is what it looks like to me. So yeah, hope you enjoyed.